Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Ask the Gov. This week we received a lot of questions regarding Chinese Vice President Xi Jinping's visit to the state of Iowa. I look forward to answering your questions regarding that visit. So let's begin. Our first question comes from Carol in Humboldt via Facebook. Carol asks, how will the visit from the Chinese delegation help Iowa in the future? Just in the last decade, Iowa's exports to China have increased 1,300%, and of every 4 rows of soybeans planted in Iowa, one of those 4 rows is sold to China. We sell China a tremendous amount of soybeans, corn, pork, and more recently beef. We also have many Iowa companies like Pioneer and John Deere and Kemin and Vermeer doing business there. We think there's opportunities for us to expand our exports and also encourage more Chinese investments in businesses here in Iowa that can create jobs. Even Principal Financial Group would love to be able to, they are the world leader in terms of retirement and pension plans, and they are looking forward to partnering with the Chinese company to provide that service in China as well. So we see great opportunities for Iowa's future, creating jobs here in Iowa as a result of our expanding exports to China and Chinese investments in Iowa. Our second question comes from Ron in Ottumwa via email. Ron asks, why is Vice President Xi visiting Washington, D.C., L.A., and Iowa? It seems strange he would choose Iowa. I think the main reason he chose to come back to Iowa is in 1985, as a young leader of the Shishaizhuang Feed Association, he visited Iowa. And he was so impressed with the friendliness and hospitality of the people of Iowa. And so when I had the opportunity to meet him in the Great Hall of the People in Beijing last September, the first thing he said to me was, I was in your office at the state capitol in Des Moines on the 26th day of April 1985. He mentioned Luca Baroni was the staff person from Economic Development assigned to him. Sarah Landy was in charge of the Sister States Committee, and he stayed with a family, the Dvorak's, down in Muscatine. He was so impressed with the friendliness, the hospitality, and how well he was treated during his 2-week visit to Iowa that he really feel the people of Iowa are his friends. And so as a result of that conversation, I decided to invite him back to Iowa, and I offered to put together a reunion of the people he met in 1985. We're not only holding that reunion in Muscatine, hosted by Roger and Sarah Landy, we are also going to have a state dinner at the state capitol, and our United States Department of Agriculture is teaming up with the Chinese to have an agriculture and food symposium, inviting businesses from all over the United States, as well as many of the visitors from China, to be held on Thursday at the Norman Borlaug World Food Prize Hall of Laureates. And so we're very excited to be able to host that here and to expand our to build on our long-standing friendship and hopefully expand our trade relations, which have already made great progress in the last decade. Our third question comes from Jake in Indianola via email. Jake asks, what do you plan to talk about with Vice President Xi? Foreign relations, jobs, or something else? Well, first of all, we want to talk about the long-standing friendship we've had with China due to the sister state relationship with Hebei province, which my wife and I visited on October 1st of 1984, and the fact that Vice President Xi made so many friends when he came to Iowa and spent 2 weeks here during spring planting in April and May of 1985. We also want to talk about the opportunity for additional trade between our countries, and the fact that we've already had a lot of cultural and educational and medical exchanges between Hebei and Iowa over the years. We want to continue that relationship, and we want to obviously look for additional opportunities to collaborate and work together to increase our exports of food products to meet the needs of 1.3 billion people that live in China. And we just want to make sure that he knows Iowans are just as friendly and hospitable as we were when he came here the first time in 1985.